What happens when a player gets so poisonous that the entire league thinks they aren't worth the trouble? The WNBA just responded to that question with Chennedy Carter. Carter has been formally blacklisted by the league following years of suspensions, team strife, and the infamous flagrant against Caitlin Clark. It is critical that the league delivers a strong message to everyone who is targeted Clark over the last 2 years. But wait until you hear what she said about Caitlin in her most recent interview. It will make your blood boil. Do you believe Carter deserves it? Please let me know in the comments below.
We're going to talk about Chennedy Carter, but it looks like she's blacklisted. And she will be playing professional basketball during the season, but it won't be for the WNBA.
June 1st, 2024 began as just another WNBA game between the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever. The atmosphere at Gainbridge Fieldhouse was intense, with Fever supporters excited to see then-rookie Caitlin Clark continue her impressive inaugural season. Nobody predicted what was about to happen on that court. The game itself was competitive, with both sides trading baskets and playing tough basketball. Clark was doing what she does best, weaving passes and hitting shots that left fans stunned. Then came the play which would define Carter's career in all the wrong ways.
Carter and Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Chennedy Carter, I think that's going to be a flagrant one. And
Carter was about to return to defense after scoring a basket when the ball was knocked away. The play was over. The whistle had blown, but Carter was not finished. Carter purposefully stepped into Clark's path and threw a nasty hip check that knocked the Fever star to the ground. Clark had no time to prepare herself as the contact was so unexpected and unnecessary.
Seriously, she needs to do whatever she can to get some help, get her anger under control, where she will not have another incident like the one where she slammed into Caitlin Clark, but she's out of the league.
The crowd's reaction said all about how filthy the play appeared. As thousands of fans watched Clark fall hard to the ground, what began as applause and usual game noise changed into dead silence. The authorities initially deemed it a common foul, but a playback revealed the reality. Carter had targeted Clark away from the ball, utilizing her body as a weapon in what should have been a simple transition. The power of the impact knocked Clark tumbling, and you could see the anguish and surprise on her face as she gathered herself up.
Despite the solid fourth season from Carter, an incident with Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark stood out to many. The 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year came in the league, became arguably the most popular player. There, I cleaned it up for you, which may have rubbed some people the wrong way, including Carter.
Let us not forget Angel Reese's on-camera applause for Carter's actions. The WNBA's officiating crew examined the tape following the game and increased the call to a flagrant 1 foul. They decided that the touch was unwarranted and excessive, confirming what everyone who witnessed it already understood. The league's decision to increase the foul conveyed a strong message that such targeting would not be tolerated. The true damage to Carter's reputation came after the last buzzer sounded.
She was signed to the Chicago Sky with Teresa Weatherspoon, with Angel Reese, with Camila Cardoso, and, the rest of the folks. And then we get to the body check. This was originally ruled an away from the ball foul, but it was obviously a flagrant foul. It really upset a lot of people, which really escalated the issue. And it was really just poor sportsmanship on Kennedy's.
When reporters approached Carter for a post-game interview, they naturally wanted to know about the incident that had everyone talking. Her remark became the moment that determined her fate in the league. Instead of demonstrating accountability or professionalism, Carter shut down the inquiries with an attitude that surprised even senior journalists. Her contemptuous response demonstrated a complete lack of respect for the game and her teammates.
And then Chennedy just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that moment between you and Caitlin. What was that play, what was said, and kind of what led to.
Next question. Yeah, play before Caitlin, it seemed like she turned to you a little bit.
Yeah.
After
I ain't answering no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
That's enough. We're good.
Clark's responses to the same questions revealed all about why she has become the face of women's basketball. Clark handled the repercussions of being purposely targeted with the dignity and professionalism that senior players admire. She acknowledged that basketball is a physical sport with intense emotions during heated games. Her response demonstrated the leadership characteristics that set her apart both on and off the court.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it, but I think it's just just respond, calm down, let your play do the talking. It is what it is. It's a physical game. Go make the free throw and then execute on offense, and I feel like that's kind of what we did, but it is what it is, I guess. I don't know.
The contrast between these two players could not have been more clear. On one side, you had a newbie who was cheap-shotted but still managed to keep her cool and respect her opponent. On the other hand, you had a veteran player who refused to accept responsibility for her mistakes. The basketball world recognized this comparison and formed inferences about both players' personalities.
There's no doubt Chennedy Carter is extremely talented, but she's got to get her head screwed on straight.
This episode was the tipping point for league authorities, who had been monitoring Carter's behavior for years. The WNBA had established a reputation as a professional league with world-class athletes. Carter's actions jeopardized that image. The dirty play, combined with her post-game attitude, demonstrated that she did not grasp the league's standards. Teams began to distance themselves from her almost immediately.
One thing pushing Caitlin Clark, and it's another thing blindsiding her. Like, I don't think there's no justification for that. Like, to be honest, we can be honest.
Carter's attack on Clark was more than just one bad call during a tense game. It showed a pattern of behavior that had developed over her career. The hip check event was the tipping point that convinced team executives throughout the league. Carter was not worth the disruption she caused to locker rooms and team dynamics.
Knocked Caitlin Clark to the floor. We all saw it, a flagrant foul. And many people, including myself, thought it was borderline assault. It was awful.
Carter's basketball skills were never questioned. She could score from any position on the court and averaged 17.5 points per game for the Chicago Sky in her final season. Her agility and scoring abilities made her a serious offensive danger, forcing coaches to prepare around her. However, talent alone will not keep you employed in professional sports if your behavior continues to be an issue for corporations. The first red flag appeared in 2021. While Carter was with the Atlanta Dream, the squad had had enough of her behavior and suspended her for conduct that they deemed damaging to the team. Team insiders reported locker room troubles and confrontations with the coaching staff as making her impossible to control. The Dream first attempted to collaborate with her, intending to channel her competitive spirit in a constructive manner. Carter continued to manufacture controversy behind the scenes, so their efforts failed.
Atlanta Dream did suspend her in the middle of the sophomore season, basically saying she was a detriment to the team and the team culture. So then the Atlanta Dream decided to trade her to the Sparks, the Los Angeles.
Carter joined the Los Angeles Sparks in 2023, following her time in Atlanta. The Sparks believed they could give her a fresh start and a better environment to thrive in. They were wrong. Carter's time in Los Angeles lasted only a portion of a season until the team had enough. The Sparks benched her for conduct issues before deciding to waive her rather than deal with the continuous problems. Everyone observing noticed a trend emerging. Carter would join a squad, display flashes of her scoring talent, and then cause enough drama to outstay her welcome. Her disagreements were not limited to one coach or system. Every organization that gave her a chance later regretted the decision since her attitude issues overshadowed her performance on the court. Chicago should have been Carter's last chance to establish her professional worth. The Sky needed to score and were willing to take a gamble on a guy with apparent potential. Carter reacted by leading the team in scoring and playing some of her most impressive basketball. Her figures appeared impressive on paper, and casual fans might have assumed she was reviving her career. Behind the scenes, the same old problems remained. Carter's contacts with teammates and staff caused tension, affecting team harmony. The Sky tolerated her behavior because of her productivity, but they were already devising an exit strategy. When her contract expired, Chicago expressed their feelings by refusing to offer her a qualifying contract.
During the 2024 WNBA season, guard Chennedy Carter emerged as a key player for the Chicago Sky, leading the team in scoring with 17.5 points per game, a career high. She would still be probably their best pure offensive weapon if she was still on that team. Now, there's a world where Camila Cardoso, and I've said this, will be their best player this year, provided they allow her to ball, or provided Angel Reese gets the hell out of the way, one of the two.
General managers across the league were intently monitoring Carter's condition. They witnessed a terrific scorer who was unable to remain employed due to character difficulties. Several league sources stated that team officials privately discussed Carter's reputation and unanimously agreed that she was not worth the hassle. Her talent level made her an appealing option on paper, but her track record turned off every possible suitor.
Forward to Friday, Carter, who saw her one-year deal with the Sky come to an end, has yet to sign with the WNBA team. With training camp right around the corner, Carter has elected to join a different league as she awaits another shot at the WNBA. Chennedy Carter has taken her talents to the Mexican, and I'm not even trying to pronounce that, the LMBPF. Long story short, it's in Mexico, and it looks like a women's Mexican basketball league, professional basketball league.
The WNBA was becoming a more professional and marketable league. Team owners were investing more money in their franchises and setting bigger expectations for their players. Carter's locker room difficulties exemplified the old style of conducting business that the NBA was attempting to abandon. Her behavioral issues were a luxury no employer could afford. Carter joined with a Mexican team to play during the WNBA season, making the league's decision to effectively ban her official. This move validated what everyone already knew. No WNBA team would touch her. Her plans to play in China during the WNBA off-season rounded out the picture of a woman who had burned all bridges in American women's professional basketball.
She's joining a women's basketball league in Mexico. The WNBA thing looks like a wrap for her for now. And in case you're wondering, she averaged 17.5 points a game last year and literally shot 50% from the field for the Chicago Sky. And she's 26 years old. I get it. I mean, she's got to lay in the bed she made.
Carter's banishment to international leagues shown that talent without character has limitations in modern professional sports. 3 separate WNBA clubs provided her opportunity to excel, but she failed to achieve fundamental professional standards with each of them. Her scoring talent could not overcome the drama and chaos she brought to each organization. The message from the WNBA was obvious. The league has outgrown players who prioritized individual mindsets over team performance. Carter's permanent departure created roster openings for players who knew what professionalism entailed. Her international career serves as a reminder to other players about the implications of severing ties with teams and teammates.
Chennedy Carter, she got a new job. Adios, amigos.
Carter recently spoke with Neon in an interview that left basketball fans in amazement. Instead of admitting her mistakes or demonstrating development from her experiences, she chose to rewrite history and play the victim card. Her statements demonstrated why no WNBA franchise wants anything to do with her anymore.
Break down that situation that happened.
Yeah. So, in basketball a little bit, there's things called talking, what you like to call smack or whatever everybody likes to call it.
Yeah.
Plays before things are said, you know, that's a part of basketball.
She attempted to portray the hip check event as typical competitive basketball. Carter acted as if every athlete takes cheap shots against opponents in dead ball situations, and that her actions were somehow appropriate. She unfortunately failed to explain that the officials increased her foul to a flagrant after analyzing the video. The league's decision-makers saw what everyone else saw, a premeditated attempt to injure another player.
Think a play before, maybe I was elbowed. Okay, that happens. Think the next play down, maybe something was said. And then maybe there was like a little clip of somebody like yelling in my face. And then we go down the court. Then I hit like a little bucket. You feel me? Come down, hit like a little nice little mid-range pull up. And then I just like, you know, just give her like a little like I'm here. Like, you know, I don't think it was, You know what's crazy? Me and my brother went back and watched, and we seen a lot of clips in the NBA of guys getting like pushing LeBron. Like I think it was Jeff Teague or somebody who like pushed LeBron out of bounds. Like said, "Man, I was mad because like we couldn't."
Carter presented herself as just another trash talker who was wrongly targeted for doing what athletes do every night. She attempted to justify her actions by arguing that smack talk and aggressive play were part of the game. Her argument falls apart when you consider her post-game behavior. Competitive players trash speak throughout the game but then show respect afterward. Professional athletes respond to inquiries about their activities and accept responsibility for crossing lines.
I'm just like, it's like one of those things like it happens in basketball. I know people try to say, oh, it's not one of those things.
It's not a personal thing. It's a competitive thing.
It happens in basketball, and like it's just one of those things. But like, yeah, it's kind of what happened. Then it spiraled out of control,
and then the media takes whatever narrative they want to put out.
You watch every single game, to see if you can find any deflects in my game, and like it's really nothing that you probably could say too much about. So then you have trolls, and that's why I said they're gonna be around regardless. But yeah, it was just like a nice little like tap, like I'm here, not to like harm you or anything. You know, if you want to push somebody, you're gonna like.
The most telling aspect of her revisionist history was that she entirely overlooked her post-game attitude. Carter pretended that her inability to even acknowledge Clark's name was no big thing. She overlooked the moment that revealed her actual character to millions of spectators. Professional players recognize that media obligations come with the territory, particularly after contentious plays. Her dismissive demeanor suggested someone who believed the rules did not apply to her.
It happens, man. Like, it's one of those things. I'm a great player. She's a great player. It looks a certain way. Everybody's going to have their views on it. But my personal view is, you know, I don't have anything against her. She's a great player, and so am I. And I've got buckets all that season. You know what I'm saying? So, just one of those things that, I love it though. They think I hate it. I love it. I love when it gets riled up and juicy like that.
You feed off of like what people say and shit, and it makes you more motivated.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Oh yeah, I love to hate. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fans online lost little time criticizing Carter's attempt to reframe the situation. People pointed out flaws in her story in the comment sections of several social media platforms. They reminded everyone about her history of team strife and disagreements with coaching staffs. Her pattern of activity in various organizations made it impossible to believe her victim narrative.
Something's got to wake her up too. You know? I mean, something's got to wake her up and say, man, I could be in the WNBA right now, starting on a team, being their leading scorer. I've got to get my temper and my head under control. I got to figure it out somehow.
Clark fans had a field day comparing how their hero handled the issue to Carter's response. They emphasized Clark's professional response immediately after being hip-checked, as well as her mature demeanor during post-game interviews. The contrast made Carter appear even worse, as fans shared side-by-side recordings of both players' reactions to the incident. Basketball supporters began digging up Carter's history with other teams to demonstrate that the Clark incident was simply the most recent example of her troublesome behavior. They blogged about her suspension in Atlanta and her early departure from Los Angeles. The facts presented a clear image of someone who was unable to get along with teammates or coaches wherever she played.
There has not been a peep about anywhere that she could be landing in this free agency. So a lot of people, including myself, are wondering, is she worth the risk?
Her attempts to rationalize her conduct exacerbated people's frustration with her lack of accountability. Fans expected some development or maturity after being effectively barred from the league. Instead, they received the exact attitude that landed her in problems in the first place. Carter's interview demonstrated that her exile was more than simply one bad play. It was about a fundamental refusal to take responsibility.
She did. She stopped and went through. Like, oh. Like, that is not... We watched the clip. I need to find the clip. There is no way that we're letting this happen. Like saying that it was nothing. Like this is not just a tap.
Her statements demonstrated exactly why general managers throughout the league made the correct decision to ignore her. Professional sports organizations require players who can overcome adversity, accept coaching, and represent their teams correctly. Carter's interview revealed that she still lacked the fundamental qualities that all professional athletes require. The reaction to her bright appearance validated what league executives already knew. Carter's caustic attitude was worthless, regardless of her scoring abilities. Her unwillingness to demonstrate progress or accountability made it evident that her permanent departure from the WNBA was the best decision for all involved. The league selected its route, which leads away from players that cause drama in favor of championship cultures.
She can score. She can score with the lights out. I mean, she can. She's pure offense, a pure shooting guard, scoring guard, instant offense. But if you're a team, do you really want her on the team? I would.
Carter's transfer to Mexico during the WNBA season demonstrates how far she has fallen from professional basketball's elite level. The league chose between condoning harmful conduct and creating a sustainable future. They selected progress over drama. Clark and the Indiana Fever reflect everything the WNBA hopes to display. Their young core exudes enthusiasm, professionalism, and true team camaraderie, attracting new followers. The Fever's approach to culture creation contrasts sharply with Carter's tactics of burning bridges across various enterprises. The WNBA has outgrown players who value personal attitudes over team performance. Carter's everlasting exile sends a message of accountability and professionalism that is felt throughout the league. Do you believe Carter deserves it? Please let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and enable all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen to see the next one.